Fort Myers. Don't wait. Pre-register now at citrusexpo.net. All pre-registered growers are eligible to win a John Deere gun safe provided by Everglades Farm Equipment. Other sponsors include Tessenderlo Curley, the Citrus Research and Development Foundation, GP Solutions, Orchex, Fresh from Florida, Keyplex, and New Farm. Get all the details at citrusexpo.net and in Citrus Industry Magazine.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
Attention passengers for Flight 1370. The plane has been delayed at its departure point and will be at least 2 hours late. We apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you serious? It took us over an hour to get here, 2 hours going through security and getting our tickets, and now we have to wait another 2 hours.
Yeah, it's beautiful here, but we're inside this overcrowded airport all day because the plane is stuck in bad weather.
This is the last time we ever do this. When we get back, we're going to Ocala Aviation and getting our pilot's license.
Yeah, we've been talking about that long enough. It's about time we did it. Then we could just fly ourselves and never have to deal with this mess again.
Right. No long lines, no full body groping security, no baggage checks.
Not to mention never losing your luggage. Remind me again why we haven't done that?
Well, we're idiots.
Oh, right.
Attention all passengers for Flight 1370. It looks like the plane is going to be delayed a little bit longer. The airline has lost the pilot's luggage. Isn't it time you got your pilot's license? Call Ocala Aviation today. 352-861-7484. That's 352-861-7484. Hey, you've earned it. Call today.
Need to sell your house? Discover how to easily sell your house fast and for full price in today's market. Join us live this Friday, 9:30 a.m. for Mr. Ocala Real Estate Today. Sell your house now. Full price, fast close. Guaranteed. Call 352-282-3080. 352-282-3080. And join us live right here, 9:30 a.m. Friday.
This is Kendall Carpenter with Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. I want to introduce you to the finest equestrian opportunity available. If you love horses and enjoy Central Florida's mild climate and rich rolling landscape, come explore Golden Ocala. Bridle trails weave their way through this stunningly beautiful community of stately homes. Our state-of-the-art equestrian center will meet all of your equestrian needs with style. Visit us at goldenocala.com.
New windows will beautify your home and bring you immediate energy savings. Renewal by Anderson of Central Florida leads the way in quality and installs the name brand homeowners trust. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, buy 4 windows and get the 5th free. Plus no money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. That's renewalbyanderson.com. Offer ends July 31st. License CGC 1523333.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 8 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. We are so involved with music. It's we take it for granted that everybody appreciates music and that everybody can hear music. And the truth is, everybody can't hear. And one time, I was told one time that if you ever want to expose a deaf person to music, the best place to take them is to the ballet, because there they can see what music is. Ballerinas, ballet dancers have a way of dancing that is the closest thing to music in a visual form that we have. And so with that said, that's all I know about ballet, is that one little piece of information. Sari Wilson is on the phone, and she has written a book It is called Girl Through Glass. Sari is a ballerina, a modern dance performer, a Wallace Stegner Fellow at Stanford University. She's received a residency from the Corporation of Yaddo, nominated for the Pushcart Prize for Fiction. She's a contributor to the literary journals such as Agni and Oxford American and Slice. And I'm just reading, so I don't even know what I'm talking about here. Let's talk to Sari right now and have all the questions we have answered. This is a novel, it says, based on her own experiences in the classical world of dance. Good morning, Sari Wilson. Good morning, Sari. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. I'm doing well, thanks.
Yeah, and where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm here in Brooklyn, in my apartment here in Brooklyn. It's a beautiful day.
And do you still dance?
I do not dance. I do yoga and Pilates now. I'm in my 40s, so I was trained as a dancer. I was a childhood ballet dancer.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so I spent probably from age 8 to age 14 or age 15. You know, really, that was my world. Like so many girls, that the ballet studio was where I came of age. And then after that, I went on to become a modern dancer.
Is ballet to classical as modern dance is to, let's say, hip hop? Is that the comparison?
Yeah.
Maybe
ballet
not.
Definitely comes from the same place as classical music. I mean, it evolved from the European courts, you know, the French courts, and then it moved to Russia. Yeah. So the history is, as an art form, parallel classical music and opera.
Okay, all right. And so, and do you incorporate those things into the yoga that you currently do, the things you currently do? No, that doesn't work?
No, it's really different. I mean, you know, to be a ballet dancer, and this is something I was trying to get at in this book, it's really like almost a closed world. It's almost an alternate reality. You know, the demands of a dancer and a childhood dancer, and then of course an adult dancer too. But you have to start training so young when you're in that world, are almost total. So you are. You know, by the time I was 14, I was in the dance studio every day, after school, and all day on the weekends, pretty much. And I stayed in school. I did not leave school. But if you are very serious about it, you are going to be leaving school, you're homeschooled, or you're going to a professional children's school. So it's like the dedication and the passion of these young dancers was something that I wanted to explore and capture.
And is that why you wrote it as a novel as opposed to a memoir?
Well, honestly, Larry, I tried writing as a memoir, and it just never worked. My own experience was not, in the end, I don't think that dramatic and even that unique. You know, there's so many children who come of age in this world. So when I got this voice, I ended up interviewing a number of girls and some boys who I went to, who I danced with when I was young, and some of whom had gone on to become professional dancers. And then I incorporated all of these experiences into this character of Mira, who really then just took off. You know, she goes to School of American Ballet when Balanchine is there. So this is the late 1970s in New York City during the height of this glamorous era of ballet when the expatriate Russians dominated the scene. And so she gets to have all these experiences that I didn't have. And then it really took the book in this other direction, you know, turned into a mystery and a drama, and yeah.
From the outsider looking in's perspective, that would be me. It seems to me, and I guess this is from the world of America's Got Talent, and that kind of a mentality, and not that that's a bad thing, but it always seems to me that the cream, to use a cliche, the cream rises to the top. So the best ballet dancer is always the one who's going to get the jobs. But the way the description of the book goes, it's not always the case. In fact, the word cutthroat is used in the very first sentence of the description.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a very competitive world, and it's not always, it's not a meritocracy. It's not fair. You know, it's not equal. It has a lot to do with, especially at that era. You know, I think it has evolved, but at that era, it was really the height of the Balanchine era, and it was one type of body that really dominated. the ballet world. So it wasn't even necessarily about talent. It was a certain kind of body, and of course a certain kind of talent. But so it was very cutthroat. Yeah.
You talk about your characters have a naivety in some form or another in your book, especially about relationships.
Well, she's okay. So there are two storylines. The first follows an 11-year-old girl named Mira, and it's her coming of age story through this elite world of professional ballet training. And her parents are divorcing at the time, and they've kind of abandoned her in a certain way, emotionally abandoned her to this world. And so she's meeting people who may not have her complete best interest at heart, and so she's both powerful and naive because she's extremely gifted. So I was interested in exploring that too. The adults and the children in that world all are pursuing the same thing, which is excellence and beauty, and so it erases the lines between generations in a sense. So she meets a man who's 3 times her age, and he takes an interest in her, and they develop a very complex relationship. And
really?
She is naive, but she also is. She's an actor in her own life. She's powerful.
Is he a protector? He's Maurice, right? Maurice is the name.
Yeah. His name is Maurice.
Is he a protector? I mean, he's a creation of your talent, of your writing, right? So did you make him a protective kind of a guy, or do we worry about him at all?
Well, I would say a little of both.
Really?
Yes. He is really a fictional character. He's a product of my imagination. There was not this figure in my life, and he comes out of a kind of storybook character, like a Drosselmeyer in the Nutcracker, who is Marie or Clara's uncle, who is both kind of mysterious and magical, but also a little creepy. And also there are these history. I did a lot of research for the novel into the history of ballet, and I discovered there are these fans, these fanatic fans called ballettomanes, and they would get together and they would do like ritualistic things, like cook, take their favorite ballerina's point shoe and then make soup out of it.
No, wow. That is creepy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then they would drink it.
Oh.
This is for real? This happens in real life?
Well, I don't know if it happens anymore. It happened, in the late 1800s and the early 1900s.
So he wouldn't, but he wouldn't have that ballettomane thing on his business card, right? It wouldn't say, "I'm a ballettomane," right?
It does. Yes, it says on his card.
It does.
To Mira. Yeah.
So we know as soon as we meet him and get his card. Oh my God, this guy drinks ballet slipper soup.
Yeah. I was having fun with that when he hands her his card, yes.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. And ballettomane is a real thing, right? That's something like...
It's a real thing.
I'm going to put that on my card. Wait a minute. Just so people can ask me.
They're going to take your shoe and boil it and drink that.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. God, who knew this was going to be such a fun interview? Sorry. Hang on. We have to take a little break. We've got weather and, one commercial, it looks like. So we'll take a tiny break, about a minute long, and we'll be right back with Sari Wilson.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Today is going to be sunny to partly cloudy. A thunderstorm will spread from near the coast this morning to inland for the afternoon. The high 91 to 95. Partly cloudy tonight, a low of 72 to 77. Sun and clouds tomorrow. Again, a thunderstorm inland for the afternoon hours. The high 91 to 95. Couple of afternoon thunderstorms inland Saturday. Otherwise partly sunny. High 91 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Maggie Johnson.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
What if a hiring manager asks questions they're not supposed to? Politely say, "I prefer not to discuss my religion or my marital status or whatever it is, but I promise it won't interfere with my ability to do the job." Ladies, if you're trying to make a good impression on a man, listen up. Don't worry about small flaws in your appearance, because chances are he won't notice. It's not the cooking that makes the fish stink. It's what happens to the fish before it hits the flame.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Thank you, John Tesh, for telling us how to keep the stink out of a fish soup.
Yeah.
Wow, isn't that appropriate for what we're talking about here? Okay.
Send him this as a gift.
Well, yeah, for those listening to the podcast, that commercial won't be in there, but trust me, there was a weird commercial just before. Sari Wilson is on the phone up in Brooklyn. Do you live there full time?
I do, yes. I live in Brooklyn.
Where's the Brooklyn accent? Where did you move there from?
I grew up in Brooklyn, and actually that is the this book is based on my growing up, my own autobiographical memories of growing up in Brooklyn in the 1970s, 1980s. But I went to college in Ohio. I lived in Chicago. I lived in San Francisco, and I lived abroad. So I quickly got rid of the New York accent because I got made fun of.
Oh, that's funny.
You also have another character in your book named Kate.
Yeah, so Kate is the other main character. She's a dance history professor in her 40s. She teaches at a small college in the Midwest, actually in Ohio, and she gets in the beginning of the book, she gets this sort of mysterious letter from a person who she thought was, I don't know, dead maybe, had been out of her life for a long time, and then it sends her hurling back psychologically in time to the traumas of her childhood. And so she goes on a kind of quest to find out about this letter.
So you kind of take it between two different eras then. You're going back.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow.
Back and forth between the past and the present then.
Exactly, and they alternate. The storylines alternate, and they sort of come together at the end.
Oh,
fascinating.
That's what I figured, and I'm okay. Now I don't want to guess because it might blow the ending, but wow.
Well, I don't think you'll guess.
Oh,
I don't think
guess.
you'll guess
Okay,
the
all right,
ending.
all right.
Hopefully, you won't guess the ending.
So Mira and Kate, are they related in any way, or is that asking too much?
Yeah, I can't tell you the answer.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
You don't.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. How long has the book been out?
The book.
Where'd she go?
Late January.
Late January.
So it's been out for about 6 months.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
that's long enough to get some feedback. How's the feedback?
The feedback is good, especially from dancers. Dancers are loving the book. They write to me. They tell me this book is the story of my life, sometimes, which is intense.
That's a little troubling.
Yeah, but I mean, they see their passion, they see their dedication, they see their love, they see their traumas and their sacrifices. It's a complex look. Truthful look, I think, at that world. And I think they're extremely heroic. And so I think I put all of that, and also my love. In a way, it's a love letter, to my childhood self and to the self that will always love that world, that fairy tale world, in a sense, of beauty. And then it has been also appreciated in the fiction world, the literary world. It just was long listed for a fiction prize from the Center of Fiction. So it's doing well.
When you're a musician and you're playing music and it's a really wonderful piece, I think you don't have to be in the audience to appreciate it. You could be the guy on the cello and you're hearing it even though part of it is coming out of your own fingers, or of your own instrument, I should say, created by your own fingers. And you kind of get it. Do you get that same sense of awe when you're in a dance group and you're on stage as the audience is getting from watching you?
Yes, and I think when I became a writer and pursued that, I wanted to put that feeling, to see if I could communicate that feeling in words. It's almost impossible to communicate in words that kind of feeling of movement in the body, in time to music, and in space. It is transporting, it's magical. It's why dancers sacrifice so much. It feels like you are touching God. It's a kind of spiritual feeling. And I think the audience, there's a catharsis. The audience feels that too when it's really happening, and when you are in, that, right, from watching dance or watching music, when it is alive, that moment or that thing, whatever it is, is alive in performers is communicated to the audience, and they share that. It's something quite special.
And that's really marvelous because the arts always bridge different cultures. Since you have lived in a variety of unique cultures and you've even been in Prague, do you feel the people that are in your dance profession, they all have the same goal and sentiment?
Well, I think each cultural world is different, and each one it comes from its own traditions and has its own goals, although they're all at their heart, they're about communication with other people and the desire to create something transporting, I think, to break the moment that we confront everyday reality and transport us to a kind of deeper reality. The writing world has a different tradition than the ballet world, and the ballet world is so specific. It really, like getting back to the beginning, your early questions, it comes out of the courts of Europe. It comes out of classical music. It comes out of, it's an aristocratic tradition that was transplanted to our democratic culture, and so it's fascinating to me. It's really its own its own world.
Well, who typically are the best friends of the ballerinas? Are they other ballerinas, or are they people not even involved in dance?
Well, that's one of the things that's really hard for ballerinas is they don't have a lot of time, to pursue friendships and develop relationships outside of that world. So, their friends would be other dancers. So again, there's that competition, because there are so few positions at the high level, and it's just built into that world is the competition. So I would say that intimate friendships are rare for ballet dancers.
So how does one rise to the level of being famous in that world, and is it worth it? Is it financially worth it? Does it pay, or is the only one making money the dance company?
It definitely is not financially worth it. No ballet dancer goes into that profession to, it's not football. Right. The same kinds of things are required in terms of sacrifice of the body, discipline, commitment, and the costs, the physical costs. By 40, if you're lucky enough to be still dancing when you're 40, it can be, destroy your body. It's not financially remunerative, but it is... for dancers, they are driven by something else, by passion and by the desire to merge into this pursuit of excellence and of beauty. And I think it's. Another thing why it doesn't really reflect our modern values.
Well, and that's what parents do for their children. Since you are a parent, and if your child says that she wants to be a dancer, would you encourage that?
Well, I never encouraged it in my daughter. She's almost 9 now. I did not encourage it, but I did not put her in ballet at a young age. She has developed an interest in dance. Her school got a dance teacher, and now she is interested. So I am not standing in her way. I think it's a calling. If you are called to do it, you must do it. So we'll see. She'll take a class next year.
So how did the calling make its way to you? Were you watching it on TV? Did you go to the theater a lot?
No, it was actually random. My best friend's mother was an Alvin Ailey teacher. And so she was a professional dancer and a teacher, and so I ended up going to ballet class with my best friend just because it was something to do after school, and I fell in love with it. And my friend quit, within a few years, and I'd fallen into, it was like Alice in Wonderland. I fell down the rabbit hole. I didn't want to come out, and that was it until I was 15.
And that's how you know about your true passion.
I think so. I think it's really a passion, and there's really no reason why you would do it at that level unless it was something that, you know, your spirit or your soul just really had to do. And that was something that the Russians and Balanchine, they understood that, and they understood that desire of young people, you know, for that intensity of experience.
The book is on Amazon. I found it on Amazon. I've placed the book cover on the video streaming thing that we're doing right now as we speak to you, so those who are watching it online can see it, not only live but also in the recorded version. And I found it on Amazon. You got 5-star reviews almost across the board as I scroll through them. And I went to your website. Who's your husband? A cartoonist, right?
Yep, my husband is named Josh Neufeld. He's a cartoonist, a nonfiction cartoonist and journalist. And he has 2 books. One is called A.D. New Orleans After the Deluge, which is it follows 5 people who lived through Hurricane Katrina and the years after. So it's something like a documentary and comic form. And also he wrote a book with Brooke Gladstone called The Influencing Machine, which is the history of media.
Wow, well, good for you. Obviously, in a very creative world up there in Brooklyn Heights. Sari, thank you so much for being on with us today, and good luck with everything. And your website is your name, right? SariWilson.com?
Correct, yes.
S-A-R-I Wilson, SARIWilson.com. That was a fun interview, wasn't it, Robin?
Very fun. I enjoyed you so much.
Sorry, thank you so much. That was awesome. If you're ever in Florida, don't come right now. It's way too hot. But if you're ever in Florida, we would love to see you.
I would love it. My aunt lives in Gainesville.
Oh, does she?
Oh, yay.
Well,
yeah.
That's our listening area.
Oh, so can I say hi to Kathy?
Yeah, say it.
Okay. Hi, Kathy. I hope you're listening, and I'll give you a call.
There you go. That was wonderful. Thank you, Sari. We will be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Ted Cruz unrepentant the morning after getting booed at the RNC for not endorsing Donald Trump. He addressed the Texas delegation at a breakfast.
The politically easy option is to stand up and pledge your allegiance to whoever the party nominee might be, no matter what. If you're an elected official, that's the right political outcome. And I'm going to tell you something, sir. I'm not going to lie to you. Whether you want me to or not, I'm not going to lie to you. And what I said last night is what I believe.
Donald Trump in a tweet said he'd seen a copy of Cruz's speech last night 2 hours